So today I'm going to be further expanding about rest pauses. And some people think the rest pauses are just another way to just get junk volume. Some people think they're really good for hypertrophy. And honestly, both sides are partially right. So rest pause training is simple. You take a set close to failure, rest for a short period, usually 10 to 30 seconds, then continue performing additional reps. So instead of 3 separate sets of 10, you might do 10 reps, rest 15 seconds, 4 reps, rest 15 seconds, then 2 reps. The goal is to extend a set past the point where you'd normally stop. The reason rest pause can work comes down to one thing: effective reps. As a set approaches failure, more high threshold motor units are recruited, meaning more muscle fibers are contributing. The short rest period allows partial recovery, enough to continue producing hard reps without fully recovering fatigue. So in theory, you can accumulate a larger amount of highly stimulative reps very quickly. Now, but people mess this up. They assume if one hard set is good, then dragging the set out forever must be better. But training isn't just about stimulus, it's also about fatigue. And rest pauses dramatically increases systemic fatigue, local fatigue, cardiovascular fatigue, and then technique breakdown, especially on compounds. At some point, the fatigue becomes a limiting factor, not the muscle itself. But rest pause tends to work best on your stable exercises, low skill movements, machine work, isolation exercises. So examples of those would be things like lateral raises, leg extensions, cable curls, pec deck, machine press variations. But why these? Because the technique breakdown is less dangerous and the target muscle stays a limiting factor. But say you're using rest pause on heavy barbell squats, it's very different than using it on a leg extension. The research on rest pause is actually pretty interesting. Several studies have shown that rest pause can produce similar hypertrophy to traditional training while requiring less total workout time. Now that's important because the biggest advantage of rest pause may not be superior muscle growth, but efficiency. However, the increased fatigue cost means it's probably not something you want on every exercise and every workout. So obviously, rest pause training is not useless and it isn't magic. It's simply a tool that can help you accumulate more challenging reps in a shorter amount of time. Used intelligently, it can absolutely be effective. But if your entire training philosophy becomes make every set as painful as possible, you've probably missed the point. So obviously this is an example of something you wouldn't want to do a rest pause on. This is Smith RDLs. If I did a rest pause on this, I'd definitely break down my form, and my back would definitely be suffering from this. So there's certain things you won't want to do them on, but try these out next time during your workout. It's a great way to increase your intensity. But just remember, the goal isn't to survive training. The goal is to stimulate adaptation. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe.